Hello students, welcome to Notebook. You must have noticed how different animals have different distinguishing features. The giraffe has a long neck. The elephant has a long trunk. The monkey has a long tail. And most snakes have a long body. How and why did they get these features? All these features have their own uses and advantages, and the animals acquired them through evolution to adapt better to their surroundings or their habitats. Golu grows a nose tells us the mythical tale of why the elephant got its long trunk. The story is written by Rudyard Kipling. Kipling was born in Bombay, India in 1936. He was an English short story writer, journalist, poet, and novelist. Some of his famous novels are Kim, Just So Stories, and The Jungle Book. His well-known poems are If, Mandalay, and The White Man's Burden. He won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1907. Let us now start with our story. Once upon a time, there lived a baby elephant named Golu, who had no trunk. He had a bulgy nose in place of a trunk, which was as small as a small boot. He could not pick up things with his nose. He could just shake the nose from side to side. All elephants round that time had bulgy noses instead of trunks. Golu was curious, and he asked the other animals many difficult questions. He asked his aunt, the ostrich, why she did not fly like the other birds. He wanted to know why his tall uncle, the giraffe, had spotted skin. He also asked his huge hippopotamus uncle the reason behind his red eyes. The animals could not answer his questions and thought Golu was a naughty child. Golu once asked the myna bird what the crocodile eats for dinner. The myna told him to go to the banks of the great grassy Limpopo River to find out the answer to that question. Golu took 100 sugar canes, 50 dozen bananas, and 25 melons. Then he left for the banks of the Limpopo River, bidding goodbye to his family. Golu had never seen a crocodile and had no idea how a crocodile looked like. He asked a python near the Limpopo River how a crocodile looks and what he has for dinner. The python uncoiled his long body from the branch of a tree, but he did not answer Golu's questions. In a few days, Golu reached the Limpopo River and saw a log of wood on the river bank. Golu first mistook the crocodile for a log of wood. Then he saw the log winking at him and understood it was an animal. He asked the crocodile if he had ever seen a crocodile. The crocodile was sly, and he was already planning to eat Golu for his dinner. He sweetly asked Golu to come near him and told him that he was the crocodile. He also shed crocodile tears to convince Golu. Golu then asked the crocodile what he ate for dinner. He asked Golu to come near him so that he could whisper the answer in his ears. Golu lowered his head near the crocodile's snout, and at once he caught Golu by the nose. He told Golu that he would eat him for dinner that day. Golu's nose hurt, and he asked the crocodile to let him go, but the crocodile only tugged his nose harder. The python came to Golu's rescue. He asked Golu to pull hard, or else the crocodile would drag him into the stream. He helped Golu by coiling himself round his stomach and asking him to pull hard. Golu and the python pulled with all their might. At each pull, Golu's nose grew longer and longer until it was 5 feet long. But he could finally pull his nose free. Golu next wrapped his long nose in a big banana leaf and hung it in the great grassy Limpopo River for it to cool down. After 2 days, the nose cooled down, but it did not grow back to its original size. It was still 5 feet long. Golu did not know what to do with his long nose, but at the end of the second day, a fly came and stung Golu on the shoulder. Instinctively, Golu lifted his long nose and killed the fly with it. The python pointed out the first advantage of having a long nose or a trunk. Golu could not have killed a fly with a small nose. He then asked Golu to try and eat a little. Golu plucked a large bundle of grass with his trunk, wiped it against his forelegs, and put it into his mouth. The python pointed out the second advantage of having a trunk. Golu could reach out for things easily by stretching his trunk and putting them inside his mouth. He did not have to lower his head to eat. He then asked Golu if the sun's heat was bothering him to show him the third advantage of having a trunk. Golu immediately scooped up some mud from the riverbank and rubbed it on his head. Golu was happy when he understood the advantages of having a long nose or a trunk. He thanked the python for helping him and advising him and prepared to return home. Of course, the story is not scientifically true, but it shows us the functions of an elephant's trunk. All elephants use their trunks for a variety of purposes. The trunk almost works like a human hand. Find out about the other functions of the elephant's trunk. See you soon in our other videos. Till then, happy learning.